If you're watching this video, you've probably seen the SML Five Nights at Freddy series. And after I watched it over again, it made me want to make a video on what just makes the series so good. Because personally, in my opinion, it was one of the best series that I've seen from SML. And it just was very entertaining. So I have a brief overview of the series. Shout out to SML Wiki for kind of summarizing each episode in a short manner, which is very helpful. So, episode one, Brooklyn guy hires Jeffy to be a guard at Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria overnight for 5 days. So he starts off by showing him all the animatronics, and they suddenly go missing early in the shift, just like the video game. And Brooklyn guy, he believes that Jeffy hid them, trying to mess with him, but he didn't, and he finally realizes that, and over, the animatronics try to scare them both, and the two end up returning home after an hour of work, scaring Jeffy. So that's episode one. Episode two, Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Jeffy refuses to go back there after the previous night, and he only agrees when Marvin goes with him. And during their shift, the power goes out, and Marvin, he'd been doing all the work. He's kidnapped by Foxy, and he seemingly been against them, but in the end, he helps Marvin and the rest out of the place. And I think it's a really funny episode because Foxy is on a skateboard and has a baseball bat, and it's just super cool how Brooklyn Guy and Foxy are cool together, which makes it really entertaining and it's just funny. Personally, I just think it's a really funny episode. I also think it's funny how in this episode Brooklyn Guy makes Marvin go get him Capri Suns and stuff and make him put on the Freddy mask. It's just as long as Brooklyn Guy and Jeffy are safe, which I don't know. I just think it's just funny and cool. So now we have episode three, Five Nights at Freddy's 3. This is the one with Springtrap. So Brooklyn announces that the Freddy Fazbear has been burned down and it was rebuilt into a horror attraction. But Marvin and Jeffy redirect him to Junior and his friends after those two refuse to go. So now it's Junior and his friends who go, and Junior's friends disappear during the visit. So it's just him and Brooklyn Guy, and they find the founder, Mr. Winkle, which I think is pretty funny. He's actually Purple Guy, and then he reveals the lore, and it goes into a little cutscene of how he kept the kid's dead corpse in the interior of the animatronics to evade his prison time, and basically their spirit is now controlling the animatronics because it's funny that Mr. Winkle, the predator, owns a pizzeria shop and he just wanted a hug. So when they refused to give him a hug, he just killed them all and put them all in the bodies of the animatronics to try to hide them. So overall, pretty good episode. Now we have episode four, Five Nights at Freddy's 4. Jeffy collects his check from the now demolished Freddy's Fazbear Pizzeria, and he joins Junior for a sleepover at their friend's house. So in the middle of the night, they discover that the animatronics are roaming around the house and eating everyone, making Junior and Jeffy afraid. So now they call Brooklyn Guy. Actually, I believe Brooklyn Guy just shows up. I don't think they call him, but they might. I'm not really too clear on that. But I know Brooklyn Guy shows up and then he's allowed into the house. He makes a little bet with Junior that if he finds animatronics, that Junior owes him $5 or something around that, something along those lines. It's just stupid because he's contemplating about going inside the house, having to pay this kid $5, or dead people being in the house due to these animatronics. So when Jeffy is eaten last and everything is over, he wakes up and realizes it was just a nightmare. Towards the end of this episode, I kind of realized that that was going to be the case because obviously SML cannot kill off Jeffy. Um, So you kind of had a feeling like as he was getting eaten that he was just going to wake up and it was a bad dream. And he does end up waking up, and then Junior and all his friends are there and they want to go over to the one kid's house, and he's like absolutely not because of that dream. So I think that's pretty smart plotting by SML in there. And then we have the final episode, episode 5, which is Sister Location. So Brooklyn rebuilds Freddy Fazbear's new pizzeria at a new location, and he invites Marvin and Jeffy for the first tour. He actually rebuilt this because I believe he won the lottery and he wanted to just make like a horror attraction. So they struggle to get around due to Brooklyn Guy not finishing the hallways, only having vent airways to get through. And weirdly enough, he makes these airways big enough for animatronics to fit in, which he then realizes is not a good idea because now these animatronics can follow him through the vents, and those are the only way to get out. So they once again struggle to get around, and they're more frightened when the animatronics they keep cornering them. After the power cuts out, all the animatronics combine into one robot, which distracts itself with all their former bodies and allows everyone to escape. So Brooklyn then decides to demolish the place and end Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria for good. And this was stated to be the last SML Five Nights at Freddy's video due to this. So overall, it was a very successful series and just one of my favorite. So I also have a few more reasons of why it is just such a great series to me. So I think reason one is just like the straight up accuracy that it had to the games with like just the look of the characters and the animatronics. They just looked so real. And I just thought it was so cool of having the actual security cameras and just everything. And I also think the plot twist of having Foxy being like a friend that Brooklyn Guy can just drive home because they're like boys like that. I just think that's so cool. And just like the accuracy that it had, like the names and everything. It's not like it is a parody, but it's not that far of a parody to where it's like they're making them have new names and stuff. It's not like Five Nights at Frederick's or something like that, like a off spin to it. It's like the real deal, which I just think that's really cool. And so I have my second reason that I thought it was such a great series is how funny they make it, with Foxy being like just a funny dude, like saving them and stuff, riding around on a skateboard. And just overall, Brooklyn Guy just carried the series, in my opinion. Not, I am might be a little biased because he is my like, probably favorite character just because of how relatable he is all the time, and he just doesn't care, he doesn't have a filter, he's just funny. So that was also my third reason of Brooklyn Guy and Foxy kind of just being so funny together, and you always know that they're gonna get out safely and save the day. So I just thought it was a really cool thing that happened, and yeah, overall, the series was just like amazing. Definitely top five SML series that I've ever had, and it was just great. I rewatched it over again, and it gave me the idea to make this video. And yeah, it was just an amazing thing to watch, and I really look forward to any other series that they do like this. Obviously, not Five Nights at Freddy's because they're done with this. So maybe another series having to correlate with a video game again, because I thought that was really cool. So yeah, overall, very great series, and yeah, make sure to like, subscribe, do all that stuff, and I appreciate you guys for watching.